If you're looking to buy a new Porsche 911, you might be a little bit confused about what model to get. And listen, I see you and I'm here for you. You guys, there are 22 different models of the 911. How do you know which one to buy? Well, I've got what I think is the perfect one. This is the 2022 Carrera 4 GTS. So get in and buckle up because it's going to be a fun one. So yeah, there's 22 trims of the 911, but you can actually get 5 different GTSs. Now, this is the coupe. You can also get a cabriolet, you can get a Targa, and you can get rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. But regardless, they're going to be powered by a 3-liter flat-6 turbocharged engine, pushing out 473 horsepower and 420 pound-feet of torque. And that's made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission, but you can get a manual transmission as a no-cost option. Now, here's why I think this Carrera 4 GTS is the best spec, even better than the Turbo S, okay? So over the Carrera S, with this car, you get stiffer suspension, you get bigger brakes, you get a sport exhaust, and you get the Sport Chrono package. So what does all that mean? Let me break it down for you. So the firmer suspension, I mean, yes, this thing is much stiffer, but it's never harsh. But I love that I can feel like everything that's happening on the road. I can feel every little pebble. When I change lanes, I can feel the paint that's just coming up through the body of this car. I always know exactly what this vehicle is doing. Body roll is non-existent, but pretty much the best upgrade here are the rear helper springs. So that's gonna give me more stability even under full load when I'm like really digging into those corners. Now this car also has got optional rear axle steering. So that's going to kind of steer the rear wheels in the opposite direction at lower speeds and then in the same direction as the front wheels at higher speeds. So it kind of gives you more stability both while going straight and while in the turns. So when you add these fatty 305 rear tires on this, I mean, the upshot, you guys, is you can just throw this thing into the turns as fast as you want and like it's gonna stick. Now, when it comes to the bigger brakes, these are right out of the 911 Turbo model. And you guys, the first time I slammed on the brakes, I was not prepared. And not only did I get a seatbelt lock, but everything that was in the back seat just like flew forward. The stopping power here is incredible. It is going to slow you down so very quickly. So you're going to be able to brake later and later as you go into these turns. Now, the only problem with Porsche brakes is that the guy behind you probably doesn't have Porsche brakes. So you're gonna have to be checking that rearview mirror and make sure that no one's coming up on you way too fast. So the sport exhaust, first of all, let me turn it on. And you guys, it is so loud. I mean, it's like raise your voice to talk to your buddy loud. And I love it. I love coming up into these corners and really just blasting through. It's so great. However, I will say that when you're just like on the highway at, I don't know, 85 miles an hour, 80 miles an hour, and it's just kind of, it's not very good. But when you're carving corners like this, oh God, it sounds so good. Listen to it. All right, another thing that we get in the 4 GTS is you get the Sport Chrono package. So that's got, first of all, you get your Sport Plus, and that gives you better throttle response, quicker shifts. It's really like kind of the ultimate drive mode. You also get an individual mode if you want to dial it in, but you also get a bunch of timers and a lot of track goodies like tire temperatures and things like that. So if you know you're going to take this car to the track, and you should, the Sport Chrono package is great. And you guys, here's why I like this GTS even more than the more powerful Turbo. I mean, I know that's crazy, but I like that this car is down on power because you can't exploit a Turbo S on the street. I mean, I can't even really exploit this car. I mean, yeah, when I hop on the highway, 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds, like that's certainly flat out. But even on these back roads, you're just not gonna be able to go as fast as the car can go safely. You're gonna need a track in your backyard, and I do not have one. I mean, do I want to go 193 miles an hour? Yes, I do. However, if I did it out here on the streets, I would kill someone or get arrested, and I don't want either one of those things to happen. Now, I do want to talk a little bit about the PDK. I mean, yes, it is an automatic transmission. Yes, I want the manual, even though I can't shift as quickly as this PDK, but I still want that engagement, right? I mean, it's a Porsche. Now, having said that, I mean, this thing is great. It knows exactly what I want to do. It downshifts on braking. It holds the revs. Like, it's amazing. I've never really even needed to use the paddle shifters while I've been driving this. My one complaint about it though is this dinky little shifter down here. It's the smallest thing and it's really, really terrible. I mean, there's so many jokes that I can make here, but all I'm gonna say is, I wish it were bigger. And I would like to tell you about one thing that you should definitely add on to this, and that is a front axle lift. So this car is about 0.4 inches lower than a Carrera S, and you guys, I've scraped it many times. So having this front axle lift here really helps, as long as you remember to use it. You know, I always said that when I win the lottery, I am going straight to the Porsche dealership, and I'm definitely gonna need to win the lottery to afford this bad boy. It starts at right around $144,000, but as it sits right now, you're looking at $169,000 and change. You guys, that's like 4 times my graduate level education. But hey, nobody ever said that beauty and speed come cheap.